Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We are still on my field knife pouch and it's loaded up. Cat! Don't jump on this tarp. My cat's on the roof apparently. So this is the field knife, Wild Harvest, Les Stroud, LT Wright knives. And past video I turned the sheath with a dangler into a baldric rig and attached this sheath pouch here of salmon skin. And last night I wet the inside of it and stuffed some grocery sacks down in it to try to get this big fold. There's a big hard crease in it right here, hard wrinkle. I was trying to get that out last night. It did pretty good. It's still kind of wet though. But I want to put together some fire starting implements in this piece. So right from the get-go, since there's plenty of room in this guy, this sheath is roughly 7 inches long and approximately 3 inches wide. So it's pretty good sized. We're going straight in with a lighter, and this is just a small bic with some Gorilla Tape to go, and this has 65-pound braid under here with a Ranger band, and then it has waxed hemp with another Ranger band on there. So this guy can just go straight in there. The cat's losing his mind. I pretty well have what I like to have in my basic fire kits down. I know what I like to put in them, and a lighter is definitely a go-to. The waxed hemp makes it pretty efficient. You can light it and set it down, or use the line off over the tape, whichever one. I repaired a door at a gas pump one day. It was on the pump itself with a piece of tape. Someone had run over it. It was just flapping around everywhere, and pulled some tape out of my pocket and fixed it. And the dude was like, "Whoa, you have tape in your pocket?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, you should have tape in your pocket too." But anyway, fun story. Starter wise, as in material, I like to have a piece of Fatwood. This is actually much larger than what I want to put in there. I didn't bring a dang baton again. Let me get to my baton area. Time out. Alright, here, I got one. I'm going to split this down about half of this size here. And that's going to be a fair amount of Fatwood. Like, that's actually probably more than I need. I might could take another sliver off of this dude and still have a fair amount for what I want to do with it. Yeah, that's a pretty good piece that fits in there. And what I do is, when I'm getting a piece to put in there, actually this piece is plenty. I'm going to use that. And we'll save these guys for another time. But what I like to do when I'm getting my Fatwood ready to go is I knock the corners off of it, just because some of the stuff that we put in here is in plastic bags and you can tear it easily. And best not have anything that can shorten the life of your pouches and all. Just knocking the really sharp edges off of it. It's a good piece right there. Plenty plenty big enough. But with my Fatwood, what I like to do is I like to put it in a piece of inner tube like this. Ideally, I put it in there where it's snug. This one isn't perfect, but I got something I can put in there to take up that little bit of slack. I can put another piece of Fatwood or whatever in there. But when it comes to fire starting materials, on top of Fatwood, I like to use these Pro Camp Tech fire plugs. And they fit in these little Ziploc bags like this. And I put 5 of them in there. You should, with proper prep, you should be able to get at least 10 fires with 5 plugs. You cut them in half. Zip it up. And there you go. So when it comes to starters, I have Pro Camp Tech fire plugs and a piece of Fatwood. Still would rather have a more uniform piece, even though that piece would definitely be okay. I feel like if I'm gonna have it in there, I may as well have it close to the size that I really like. Sorry, this knife is big and this piece of Fatwood is fairly large too, so it was hard to carve it in the frame. This is much closer. It's still a little big. Whoa, time out. Sorry guys. Forgive me. I just like having my stuff a certain way. And this is going to be really close to how I like it. Again, we're just going to knock the sharp edges off of it. And that's a pretty good chunk of Fatwood right there too. You should be able to start a bunch of fires with that also, but it's just the extra. Yeah, that's much more better. Fits in that a lot better. And this is going to be, when I put my Fatwood in there, I would like it to be the size of my pouch, so it fills up the whole thing. Try to utilize as much of it as possible, and I'll put it close to one side, so I'll stick it up against the side. And that'll be my Fatwood there. Just for what we have in there right this minute is here. So we'll have a lighter, some fire plugs, a piece of Fatwood in an inner tube, and flashlight. We done this mod on this flashlight yesterday. It's on the LT Wright channel. Also, we're going to throw us in a ferro rod in there, just because it's a good emergency piece to have. Melt the end of them. And these are just the Bayite, B-A-Y-I-T-E ferro rods. I talked about ferro rods here a while back over on Bushcraft Kelso's page. And I was talking about a semi-hard rod. I like the composition of this one. Lasts a long time and throws really good sparks. So I'm just going to put a lanyard on this dude, because we don't want to lose it. good high vis there. And let's go in there. And the only other thing that I would add to this is, and I know what we'll do since we have it right here, we're going to go ahead and change the, I've done a demo with this guy, so I had orange, really orange. I don't know if you can tell the difference in them. It had really, really orange paracord in it. I'm going to change this multi-card striker to a matching paracord just because we can. So a fire kit, emergency bits and pieces, you would be able to do a lot with this. The knife for your prep, a lighter, something for flint and steel and processing material. Like this stuff is really good at processing down materials. And I know you can do that with a 90-degree spine of a knife, but again, I think if you don't have to have the sharp blade whipping around when it's not necessary, it's best just not to do that. But a multi-card striker, the lighter, some fire tabs, a small ferro rod. I believe this is 5/16 by 3. Yeah, 5/16 by 3 ferro rod with the lanyard. A piece of Fatwood and a bicycle inner tube. And that's it for the fire side of it. We could also count this extra paracord on here. It could be used for a bow drill if you needed to. You got a pretty good start for fire starting options. And I may actually get away from this and put a 3/8 ferro rod on here because I have a ferro rod loop. We'll just have to see how it's going. I may as well actually make one to go in here so we can utilize the space that it has. But there's the beginning of our sheath kit for a field knife. All right, y'all. Appreciate the support. See y'all next time. Later.